The FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup 2022 qualifying tournaments are scheduled from the 10th to the 13th of February 2022. 16 teams will take part. Australia have qualified as host and USA as Tokyo 2020 Olympic champions. Both have a guaranteed spot in Sydney, but will take part in the qualifying tournaments. The other 14 teams have qualified from the respective Continental Cups played last summer. They will compete to secure one of the 10 remaining spots at the Women's World Cup 2022. The 16 teams will be divided in 4 tournaments of 4 teams each. 2 tournaments will be played in Belgrade, Serbia, 1 in Osaka, Japan, and 1 in Washington, D.C., USA. The top 3 teams will qualify from each group, or the top 2 for the groups with Australia and USA. For today's draw, the 16 teams have been divided in 4 pots, based on the FIBA Women's World Ranking presented by Nike. The 3 hosts will be immediately allocated to the tournament taking place in their country. The remaining teams will be drawn starting from pot 1. All teams will also be drawn a competition number to determine their position in the group. In order to preserve geographical balance and have a maximum of 2 teams from the same region in each group, the following draw principles will apply. In pot 1, Australia cannot be drawn with Japan, and France cannot be drawn with Serbia. In pot 2, Belgium cannot be drawn with France, and China cannot be drawn with Australia. In pot 3, one of the 2 European teams must be drawn in a group without other teams from Europe, while Brazil cannot be drawn with USA or Canada. Finally, in pot 4, Bosnia and Herzegovina cannot be drawn in the group with 2 European teams. And Mali must be drawn in the group with Nigeria in order to ensure that all regions are represented at the World Cup.